These guys are ridiculous. These guys are ridiculous.
Now, how about them damn Celtics?
And we are back with another episode of How About Them Celtics. Sam and I are recording Sunday, April 14th, after the Celtics win over the Washington Wizards on the final game of the regular season. I'm in a very loud spot at TD Garden because pressers went so quick that everybody's still everywhere. So
Everyone's in shambles.
Apologies if the audio is bad, but 132-122 win for the Celtics over the Wizards. Neither team played their players. Obviously, the Celtics top six was out. Peyton Pritchard went for 38, 9, and 12, and yet for obvious reasons, he's not going to be the thumbnail today because today wasn't about the game. It's about Mike Gorman, the legend. Got the broadcast table dedicated to him, his last regular season game, calling for the Celtics after 43 years. It's tough, man. I was in shambles upstairs. It was bad. I was fine the whole day. And when he started talking about, I think about Tommy every day, I was like, yeah, that got me. That hit me. That is when it crumbled.
They had a great day for Mike Gorman today. Plenty of festivities, all the videos. I didn't think the broadcast did the greatest job of showing everything that was happening in the arena. Like, we got to see
really?
the actual tribute video, like the montage, and we got to see the halftime live. They spliced up the rest of like all of the broadcasters congratulating him, all of the coaching in basketball figures congratulating him, all into like little back from break segments. We didn't get to see them live, which was kind of sucky. But overall, I thought the halftime ceremony was really great. I thought the broadcast table dedication was an excellent way to honor Mike Gorman, somebody who really has made that spot his over the last 43 years. He's provided everybody with so many monumental moments, memorable calls, and he's really brought a lot of the plays that we see on the court to life. I mean, it's very important. I mean, if you ever listen to me complain, who is calling these games? Because they can make or break moments. There are certain things that happen on a basketball court that need the correct artist to put the finishing touches on. I mean, Steph Curry breaks the three-point record. You got Brian Anderson on the call. Just piss poor from TNT. But Mike Gorman is somebody that you could always trust in the moment. He always gave it the right amount of emphasis, time to breathe. He would let the crowd do the announcing for him at times. He was such a magician with the mic, and he is going to be missed dearly, even though I think Drew Carter is a good replacement because he's talented, but also is different enough to where it doesn't feel like you have to compare the two of them, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, everything they did for Gorman today was great. You can see every time they showed a video, they showed people congratulating him. They did the halftime thing. You could see him like tearing up a little bit, and then he broke down when he talked about Tommy. But just it was a great day. Obviously, the Mike Gorman broadcast table is a nice touch by the Celtics. Steve Pagliuca, did I pronounce the name right? I always get it wrong. Pags gave a speech about it, and he had the entire TD Garden crowd do a "Got It" all at once. Like that, when that went through the arena, that was like, I felt that. Like, I got chills.
Watching it
was awesome.
Watching it on the broadcast, when he said that, he was like, all right, we're all going to count down. I was like, oh, no. I thought they weren't going to give him the amount of juice that he was hoping for. But the crowd did a great job of playing along, and it made for a nice moment. But I was like, oh, no, this is going to be so bad. Like, it's just going to be another one of those rich guy tries to play with the crowd and doesn't do a good job at it moments.
No.
No, I mean, there are plenty of instances of that, though, in sports where the owners try and get involved and they just don't do it right. But well done.
I guess not with a guy like Gorman. You could tell the crowd like knew what was happening. They knew what this was about. They knew what the game was. They knew like Gorman, like throughout the whole night, it was just, "We love you, Mike," like screaming.
Mm-hmm.
It was exactly what you wanted from a crowd. Like they understood like what to do. They did it correctly, and respect the TD Garden crowd for that. But Gorman, it was great. The halftime was really nice when they had Tommy Heinsohn's son out there reacting to it, and had everybody listening to his speech. And they gave him a jersey with number 43 on it. They gave him a banner with his time that they're going to frame for him. They gave him a piece of the hardwood. And it was nice. They got to hang something up there for Gorman, right?
I agree. I'm surprised they didn't do it today.
Yeah, like what 43 is 43 is not retired. 43
They might just put a microphone up there.
They already have a microphone, I think. No,
You can put another one. So I saw somebody say put a new style microphone. The old one is like the metallic looking one, kind of like this.
That's
the
for
new
Johnny
one
Most,
could
right?
be handheld with or it could be a headset.
Yeah, you could put them next to each other.
Yeah.
It is incredible that the Celtics had two broadcasters like back to back, that like legendary. It's a credit to them. Yeah, shout out Mike Gorman, man. This is a great day. It was put together well. They did it well. Much respect. Shout out to them. But I guess we can actually talk about the game now, even though that's the secondary story in this one.
Is it? It's like a tertiary story.
Yeah. What's the secondary story?
The standings.
Pritchard? Oh, it's true. Yeah. You know what? We'll start there. Fuck the game. Standings. Eastern Conference solidified. Would you like to pull it up? I know you've been closely following. I don't want to step on your toes, so I'll let you rock.
So, coming in today, it was Boston, Milwaukee, New York, Cleveland, Orlando, Indiana, Philly, Miami, and 9-10 were already set. After the results of today's games, it will be Boston, New York, Milwaukee, Cleveland, Orlando, Indiana, Philadelphia, Miami. So, few takeaways from watching the rest of these games today. First and foremost, Milwaukee fucked everybody, meaning me, because they didn't get the job done against Orlando. We talked about all the scenarios on the pod that dropped Sunday morning, and one of them was fully in action, where had Milwaukee won today, you would have seen Boston, Milwaukee, New York, Cleveland, Indiana, Philadelphia at 6, and then you would get Orlando, Miami play-in, where the Celtics wouldn't even have to sweat the idea of playing Philadelphia in the first round. Not to say that they probably wouldn't beat them, but, you like the rounds to start off easy. Instead, you get what you got, and it's not the worst. It's actually probably like a nice consolation scenario because you still have, on your side of the bracket, Cleveland, who is probably going to be a dumpster fire with all this Mitchell stuff, Orlando, who's pretty inexperienced, but they are a motherfucker of a team. And then whoever ends up in 8, which could be Philadelphia, Miami, Chicago, or Atlanta. And 2 of the 3 options will be in that 9-10 game. So you really don't know until next Friday. Wednesday's a big day for all of us here.
Mm-hmm.
When Philly plays Miami, that is glued to your TV.
I think that's Tuesday.
What it out. No.
I heard
Wednesday.
That's Tuesday. Wednesday? Bobby Manning told me it was Tuesday.
You heard wrong.
Oh, Adam on the pod. This isn't bad. I will say, even though Milwaukee didn't give us what we wanted, it's a fun thing to see them play Indy in the first round. That's going to be a really good series. So that's at the very least. I think
they don't
New York
like each other.
Exactly. That's why I think it's going to be a great series. I think New York versus Philly or Miami will be a fun series as well. I think Brunson versus either of those guys will be a really good matchup and fun to watch. Cavs Magic is going to suck. That's a terrible
That's
series.
Fine. Guess what? Celtics get the winner. Doesn't matter.
Fine.
Hopefully get the winner. Hopefully they
genuinely
get out of the first round.
Genuinely, who would you pick in that series
to win?
It's a shit show. Yeah,
I think Orlando's going to beat them.
I think Orlando in 7 is what I'd pick.
I always have a hard time picking the underdog in 7 because they'd have to win on the road in Game 7.
Yeah.
So I think Magic in 6. I just think Cleveland really got punched in the mouth last year by a tough Knicks team. Orlando, their identity is young, but also tough. Guys like Jalen Suggs are really going to be a pain in their ass to deal with. And then you have, again, all of the weird Donovan Mitchell probably is going to get traded this summer stuff hanging over their heads. So how well are they going to even be able to respond to getting punched in the mouth? Not that well.
It's true.
If I had to guess.
It's true. Do we have an update on the West? I haven't even looked at the West all
No,
day.
the West. So the way it worked today is everybody in the East played at 1 except for our Pistons who play the Spurs. And the Western Conference games all tipped at 3:30. So we're recording this at 4:10. Those games are not going to be finished for an hour and a half or so.
Gotcha. That makes sense. Yeah, man. Celtics are going to get probably one of Philly or Miami, unless Chicago or Atlanta. Or that play-in game's got to be a playback. The second play-in game, I think, has to be a playback. Or it should.
Yeah, it'll be Friday.
Yeah,
I would like
and then
them
I'm
both to
golfing
be
Saturday.
playbacks, but that won't be the case.
This is actually perfect for me because the fellas texted me like last week, "Are you free on the 20th?" And now I'm free on the 20th. So I am having a great. This is a great day for me. This is perfection. This isn't, like you said, it's not the best possible outcome for a playoff path.
It's
but
towards
it
the
is.
top. It's towards
It is
the top.
up there. It is.
We
up
just have
there.
to sweat the play-in now.
Prize Picks is America's #1 fantasy sports app with more than 3 million members. It is the easiest and most exciting way to get in on the action while you watch your favorite sports and players. You just pick more or less on 2 or more player stats and watch all the winnings roll in. You can now win up to 100 times your money on Prize Picks with as little as 4 correct picks. You can turn $10 into 1,000 with basketball, hockey, college basketball entries today on Prize Picks, America's #1 fantasy sports app. One of our favorite picks here at the How About Them Celtics podcast is the Drew Holiday blocks. It's usually 0.5. He just needs more than 0.5 blocks. That means 1 Drew Holiday block. And that pick is in the bag. Prize Picks is really simple to play. I can make my picks and submit my entry in less than 60 seconds. Download the app today and use code CLNS for a first deposit match up to $100. Again, download the app today and use code CLNS for a first deposit match up to $100. Pick more, pick less. It's that easy.
And as a nice little segue, during his press conference, Peyton Pritchard was asked about the confidence going into the playoffs, et cetera, and he was like, we just got to get it in the first round, and we will. The Celtics are very confident. But Joe talked about it yesterday. He said he was asked about, like, I think Gary Washburn asked him, like, what is the mix of wanting to go in the playoffs in a rhythm versus wanting to go in, like, not knowing. Joe has made it very clear, like, we need to be confident, but we also need to be humble. Like, we can't, like, think we're better than everybody else, but you also have to have a little bit of that. And I know that's something you've talked about too. Like, you've got to have a mix. He said it again today, and I liked the quote because no one likes it. I remember on the radio when he was like, we could lose a couple games, and Kristaps or the other game was like, we could get punched in the mouth in the first game of the playoffs, and everyone's like, what the fuck? I think he phrased it
Everyone was like,
in a much
shut
better
up.
way today. Yeah, he phrased it in a much better way today. He said, he's asked about, like, do they know their identity heading into the playoffs? He goes, absolutely. I think there's a clear identity for that. We know exactly who we are on both sides of the ball. The most important thing, well, I'm like, there's ... He said other stuff, but this was the quote. Most important thing heading into a situation is having no expectations. The road there is always forgotten by the result of winning. It looks different every year. It takes what it takes. Basically, like, we're going to focus on the game in front of us. We're going to win what's in front of us. And we're not going to think about the bigger picture. And I think that is the smarter way to take it. You can, as much as you and me and everybody else might think about the bigger picture, this Celtics team can't afford to do that. They need to look at the game in front of them. They need to win it, focus on winning it, and then move on to the next no matter the result. And that's what's worked for them all year. And I think it's important that they stick with that heading into the postseason, which we'll have a long week of postseason previews and other content coming at you. So be ready for this interesting week.
Win the first 2 games at home, will you? I mean, after watching last season in the playoffs, they had opportunities to come out and set the tone in 2 of the more tightly contested series they played and didn't do it in either of them. They lose game 1 to Philly. They lose both of the opening games to Miami at the Garden in Boston. Don't fuck around this year, please. I'm already nervous. I was watching the standings and I felt it. I felt the stress coming back when I was like,
gotta just let it happen, man. There's no
I was
point
like,
in stressing. You just gotta watch.
We need
and live.
Milwaukee. We need Milwaukee, and they didn't get it done today. Listen,
No.
I believe in the Celtics. This is not me being paranoid. Is not to do with the team. It's more about the history of the team. This year's team is fantastic. It's a different group than years past, but in years past, I felt very confident going to the playoffs, and it doesn't always work out the way I would hope. You got to come out in the first round and take care of business. There will be hopefully a nice buffer second round for you with, 4 or 5 being your next opponent. And then you only have to play one of Milwaukee and New York on the way to hopefully the finals. Hopefully you don't even have to play Philly. Let them all beat the piss out of each other over on that other side of the bracket.
I'm thinking it should be all right. I'm confident in the Celtics team, and there's nothing
glad.
that I can do. So
Somebody's
there's nothing
be
that I could
confident,
do.
dude.
There's nothing that I can do other than watch. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to watch and see what happens.
See, that's where we differ
I'm
because
excited.
while you can satisfactorily, whatever, contently sit there and be like, I can't do anything. I'm over like, what can I do? What can I do? What do you need from me?
Just gotta watch and see what's up.
If I
Just gotta
bump
watch
into
and see
Joe
what's
in
up.
Maine tomorrow, maybe I'll ask him, what can I do?
He is going to be there, so
I
get
know.
ready, buddy.
He'll like put me in like a jiu-jitsu hold. Like, what the fuck did you just say?
Okay, tertiary time. Celtics beat the Wizards in this game. Pritchard had 38, 9, and 12. Svi tied his career high with 26. Nimi set his career high with 19. He had 9 boards as well. Hauser had 16 of his own. Drew Peterson was the only person who didn't score. Played only 8 minutes, but this game was nothing. This was the most nothing of all nothing games, except it just showed you once again that Peyton Pritchard's a motherfucker. He's a beast. And my guy Svi, that's my guy. I love Svi. I love me some Svi Mikhailuk for no reason. For absolutely no reason.
I like Svi too, man. Like he's fun to
man.
watch. He came
good
out
vibe.
scorched earth today, had a super cool dunk off an alley-oop. I know you've been sneaky a fan of his defense, which probably isn't as bad as anybody thinks it is.
I've changed my mind. I've changed
You
too.
have.
It's really bad. It's not good.
It
He
is
needs to
really
work
bad.
on it. Yeah, no, he needs to work on it. There's some activity there for a couple games, but it is
The discipline isn't there,
really
but the physical ability might actually be there, right? Like they can't necessarily go, we're going to go after him every single time. It's more of, hey, maybe let him defend the guy 2 passes away so he gambles on the pass.
Or maybe he needs to learn to be better. I think that is the solution. I think just learn to not jump. Learn to just play straight up.
No. What I mean is the opposing team is like, have him. Actually, we want the score to be 2 passes away, so he gambles.
Yeah,
and then it's
exactly.
4-on-5.
Exactly. But yeah, good for Pritchard. Tillman made a 3, so you saw it, Jake. That's all I have. Walsh missed his shots. I have nothing. Do you have anything from this game? I literally don't even know. Like, there's nothing from this game. This was a complete nothing game.
No, I mean, I really was paying more attention to the other games. I watched it. I thought Pritchard was great. I thought the Svi start was a lot of fun.
That alley-oop was cool. Super fun dunk.
I like
Super
that
fun.
Nimi played
Dude,
well. He took a long-range jumper. Did they give him a 3 for that, or was his foot on the line? Because the initial call was foot on the line.
No, 2-point basket.
Yeah, big feet.
It's Kevin Durant out there. Yeah, I don't know. This might be a short show. I've got nothing else on this game. Shout out Mike Gorman. That's what this was about. This was the secondary story of the night, or I guess tertiary when you consider the playoffs. But maybe playback for the second playing game. Maybe that's what
Mike Gorman, best hype video clip that there is. To the team, I just want to say, go win this thing, will you? I love that he like said it in a like go fuck yourself way. Like,
that was the last thing he said. That was the last thing he
shit.
said.
Fucking go win it, will you?
Yep.
Bums.
Exactly. 100%.
I loved that.
You know what we should do for the plan? We should get all the
done.
fellas. We should get as many people as you can for the playback. Like Bobby can come hang out. Justin,
do we want to do a
Cam
bonus roundtable playback? Can we do that?
Yeah, we can just invite them all to our playback. I'm in.
All right.
I'm down.
Yeah.
We might have lied. That game's probably gonna be on national TV.
They don't do national TV games?
Remember, we had this entire problem at the start of the season.
Oh, because we're not. Well, maybe we'll pitch the Celtics blog.
Okay. Yeah. Sure. We'll have to see. We'll test it out. There's another thing. Oh yeah, Talking C's today at 11 a.m. If you're listening to this early in the morning. Roundtable Tuesday at 6 p.m. Be there. I don't know what we're talking about yet, but it'll be something cool. So be ready. Any final thoughts, Sam? I think that's it.
Time for me to get the heart monitor.
Yes, sir. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. Make sure to leave a like on the video. Subscribe to the How About Them Celtics YouTube channel. If you're listening on audio platforms, follow, leave us 5 stars and a review. We'd appreciate it very much. Use code CLNS at Prize Picks for $100 deposit matching, and comment what's popping for a chance to win a $10 Incognito gift card. I'll let Sam wrap it up.
Yeah, thank you very much for listening or watching. If you're watching, make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel, hit the notification bells so you don't miss any of our daily uploads. We're coming at you every morning with something new at 5 a.m. These game recaps are there for you the mornings after games, full pods Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday, and then we're live. Talking C's Monday, Wednesday, Friday mornings, Celtics at the Round Table, Tuesdays around 6, and pregame a half hour before each game. You don't want to miss any of it. Hit the bell. Hit the bell. Spotify and Apple, we are there too for full pods and game recaps. If you want the audio versions, we got you covered. Leave a 5-star review. Email hbtcpod@gmail.com. I'm sure everybody's got a ton to say after the playoff standings, except for the teams that the Celtics will play, have been set. Let us know your thoughts. Let us know your rat list. We love to hear from you guys very, very much. Follow us on socials at How About Them C's, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Our Facebook is just the name of the pod. You can find our streams there and on YouTube and on Twitter. Jack's Twitter's at Jack Simone NBA. Mine's at Sam LaFrance NBA. That's it for us. Bye.
Tic-tac